I live in North Braddock, just up the hill from where we're at today. Today we're outside on one of the worst air quality days in recent history. We're outside of the library because U.S. Steel is inside of the library. They're having an open house, and they're going to tell us all the benefits that they've given to the community. So one benefit that could have been really obvious is just to let us be inside. So instead, we're out here. So today we have some speakers from Braddock, North Braddock, and our comrades from Gary, Indiana, who are going to talk a little bit about what the proposed hot strip mill means for our health, their concerns around environmental justice, and topics related to corporate expansion without the consent of people who live here. Our first speaker is Patricia Kelly. She's a mother and a grandmother from Braddock, and she currently sits on the Braddock Borough Council as vice president.
I forget my name.
Patricia is also commissioner for the Eastern Regional Mon Valley Police Department. And Patricia has lived in Braddock for more than 30 years. So I'm going to turn it over to Patricia. All right, Ms. Patricia.
Hi, my name is Patricia Kelly. I'm a longtime resident of Braddock, and I currently serve as the vice president of Braddock's council. As a longtime resident, I have seen the relationship between U.S. Steel and the region grow and change. U.S. Steel used to mean jobs and economic stability, but it also meant gray skies and clouds of smoke from the mill. As steel production decreased and jobs left the area, pollution also decreased, but many of our families, including my own, were left with lingering effects of poor air quality. I call it generational asthma. We have 4 generations of asthma sufferers in our family. From great-grandma to granddaughter, we all suffer from asthma. We have an opportunity to work with U.S. Steel as they prepare to make massive financial investment in the Edgar Thomson plant in our region. We understand that economic benefit from the investment could be beneficial, but we want to assure you that our main concern is the health and safety of our residents. We intend to hold U.S. Steel accountable and make sure that they are using the best available technology and methods to keep air and water pollution at a minimum. We are looking for transparency from U.S. Steel as it pertains to the amount of pollutions that are expected from this new mill and the potential health risks to the people who live and work in the areas near this facility. On June 9th, the Borough of Braddock acted to delay a vote that would have allowed a sewage connection for the U.S. Steel hot strip mill project. This vote is the only opportunity for Braddock Council to have a voice in the project, and we felt that the council and the community at large needed more information to make a decision. We appreciate the open house and believe that this is a good first step towards getting our community the information we need. Thank you.
The next person. Good job.
All right, thank you so much.
Let's go faint somewhere.
Thank you so much, Ms. Patricia. So you can see that, we have elected reps who are supporting public health. The next person that we're going to hear from is Brittany Sanders. Brittany traveled all the way from Gary, Indiana to Braddock, specifically to support us and to ask U.S. Steel probably some of the same questions that we have. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Brittany.
Hi everyone, my name is Brittany. I'm an intern at Just Transition Northwest Indiana. And today we have traveled to Pittsburgh to stand in solidarity with its residents as they continue the fight against the environmental injustices that U.S. Steel continues to uphold to this day. As a resident of Gary myself, I am all too familiar with these injustices. Gary, Indiana, once known as the city of the century, the industrial hub of the 20th century, now stands a former shell of its former self. U.S. Steel has committed atrocities, and in their quest to serve the nation's production, they have lost sight of the local needs. They failed to consider the long-term effects of things that residents need. They have made communities for decades shoulder the burdens of pollution, and that has caused detrimental effects to their health. They have flattened our dunes. They have drained our wetlands. They have lined our shores with industry. They chose to force black communities into the neighborhoods most close to these mills, where they have to shoulder the brunt of the soot and the particulate matter, where they have to shoulder the toxic emissions, where they have to live with the chemical and hazardous waste created by the steels. U.S. Steel has failed us. And I stand here today to ask Nippon Steel, to ask Japan, will they do the same? Will they stand idly by and continue to allow these injustices to occur? They have named Arkansas the next industrial hub of the U.S., as if we aren't still here, as if we don't exist. We deserve better. The same way that you're investing into clean steel in Arkansas, you need to do that here. You can do that here. You have promised to invest $3.1 billion into Gary Works. What will you do with that? You need to give workers a clean and safe work environment. You need to clean up the air, the water, the soil of our residents. This is what we deserve. We do not want a Band-Aid. We want a future.
Very well said.
Okay. Great job. You did great.
Love that.
Please.
I say,
I think I'm after her.
I say we thrive.
Braddock,
I say they thrive.
and describes herself as a professional volunteer.
Thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Sade Jones. I've lived in Braddock all my life, and I fought against fracking when US Steel wanted to frack. I fought for US Steel to be sold to Nippon.
Olivia, you're next. Do they have a mic on you? Okay, let's go and see if we can.
When I'm speaking, will you try to get some pictures of me? I got some of you.
US Steel has been
Okay, Deb, we have Olivia on next. You want me to? She needs a mic.
years ago, US Steel gave us the opportunity
At least they're based on the list.
when it came to being better neighbors. Being better neighbors to one another. Our quarterly meetings give us elected officials the opportunity to voice our concerns and take a peek into what's going on with US Steel and how we can help each other be better neighbors. As someone who fought for them to stay open and for the Nippon sale to go through, I stand here urging US Steel and Nippon to be better neighbors. During negotiations for the Nippon sale, we were shown examples of great opportunities between the community and US Steel when it came to clean air opportunities. One of the stipulations was cleaner air, that we would give the community an opportunity to be more than just a steel town. I'm not standing here today asking US Steel to close. I'm just asking for them to be better neighbors. We made it this far with transparency. We're just asking for more transparency. We're just asking for that to continue. And as I stand here talking to you all, I'm just going to go inside and ask US Steel the questions that they haven't answered. Neighbors have miscommunications, but in the end, they still coexist with one another. I welcome upgrades at US Steel, but hope those upgrades are a part of a plan that includes better stewardship and better air, because neighbors deserve a little breathing room. Good neighbors don't ask neighbors to move, they just learn how to communicate better and hold each other accountable. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Sade. Woo-hoo.
All right.
All right, so our next speaker is going to be Olivia Davidson. Olivia lives in North Braddock, and we also want to congratulate Olivia. She's going to be starting as a freshman coming this fall at the University of Pittsburgh in Greensburg. We'll wait till the trucks roll by to turn it over to Olivia. Okay, thank you.
My name is Olivia Davidson, and I am a 2026 Woodland Hills alumni and a North Braddock resident, and have been for the last 18 years of my life. Having been born and raised in North Braddock, I have developed a unique and introspective view on life here in the impacts of the steel mill. I have directly seen the impacts that it has had not only in our community, but more specifically, our children. The extent of the mill's impact travels far beyond that of just health and environment. It produces a cultural impact. Living in an environment where you are able to smell just how little the government cares about your future, or maybe how little they care to find solutions, affects how you develop relationships with said government and the parties associated with it. By developing these projects, you are giving the foundation of our communities, our youth, just one more example to point at of gross negligence. I'm asking you to allow our children the peace of mind that you care enough to say no when it counts. I'm asking you to make a choice to change the negative narratives that our children have about our community officials by stopping the development of this project. This is the future of our city, no, our nation, coming to you and asking you to preserve our future and that of our children.
Thank you, Olivia, and thanks for your wise words. Next up, you're going to hear from Lisa Valley. She's also part of Just Transition and is from Northwest Indiana. Yay, yes.
I am Lisa Valley, and I'm the organizing director for Just Transition Northwest Indiana. We're a grassroots environmental justice organization that is fighting for a just transition in a region very similar to this one. Where I live, with legacy pollution just like the folks here, including 3 large integrated steel mills, one being U.S. Steel Gary Works. I am here in solidarity with the Pittsburgh community and advocate groups who have been fighting for a healthier, safer Pittsburgh. What these communities, like mine, need is investment in clean steel technologies, not further investment in outdated, dirty, coal-based technologies like the hot strip mill that Nippon is planning to build here, which increases pollution for already impacted communities. These decisions that we will have to live with are being made in Japan without community input or discussion. We have asked Nippon to sit down with us, and they have refused. Nippon should be ashamed that as we stand face to face with fossil fuel created climate change, with horribly unhealthy air quality, wildfire smoke, and every summer heat indexes higher than last year, they are doubling down on the technology that got us here. It is despicable, it is unconscionable, and they don't have to deal with it, we do. Nippon, this community and mine, deserve a better future with clean steel and clean air. You are responsible for what happens next, and we will never let you forget. Thank you.
For traveling 400 plus miles to get here to ask Nippon and U.S. Steel some questions. That's all right. All right, so we have Miss Terry Gilmore, who is going to bring it on home for us and talk about some of the social determinants of health. All right, Terry.
Okay, so my name is Terry Gilmore. I have an associate degree in pathology, which is the study of children, with a minor in African American studies. I have a bachelor's degree in child development and family relations, another minor in African American and minority studies. And I hope to complete my master's in applied developmental psychology with a minor in public health. Why is that important? Because that has been my life's work. So even though I have officially retired, I cannot stop speaking for the children and thinking of families and communities. As a matter of fact, my loved dad worked at United States Steel Homestead Works. He was an electrician, and in 2010, he died of lung cancer. And his name was Quinny Walker Jr. Thirdly, I would like, thirdly, in 2012, I received an email to submit a proposal to present a paper at a sustainability conference, and I did, and my proposal was accepted. I presented a paper at the 9th International Conference on Environmental, Cultural, Economic, and Social Sustainability, and it was held at the International Conference Center in Hiroshima, Japan. What was the purpose? It was to explore themes and even the tensions toward achieving balance of long-term sustainability. How did I prep? I prepped by purchasing books from Barnes & Nobles and from a secondhand store to learn how to speak the language and to be able to communicate without hindering their everyday lives. I went to the restaurant to learn how to eat with chopsticks. Who has the chopsticks? So I went to practice eating with chopsticks at Hunan Palace and P.F. Chang's. Why? Because I'm going into a culture and I need to respect their way of living, right? After I got there, I visited the Peace Memorial Museum. And if those of you don't understand what that is, that museum was birthed out of the A-bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima, Japan. The Peace Memorial Museum showcases the horrors and the inhumane nature of nuclear weapons and the agreement from country to country where they all stand in solidarity saying no more Hiroshimas, no more terrors. And no, United States still did not drop an A-bomb on us, but we have particulate matter that is in our environment on a daily basis. When you're at the Peace Museum, they give you a tiny handmade box. And in those boxes are tiny little cranes. And it just so happened that the one that I got had 2 cranes in it, right? And at the bottom, it says peace. What is the significance of the cranes to the Japanese? The cranes have a spiritual and cultural value within the Japanese culture. What is it a wish for? They're wishing you longevity of life, which is what we're all talking about. They wish you good fortune, and if we have longevity of life, we should have good fortune. Fortune is not always in dollars and cents. They wish you fidelity. We want to have fidelity within our lives, within these communities that surround plants. And they wish you connection between human beings and the divine. So as Nippon has purchased the United States Steel, I hope that they haven't lost that connectivity. The dedication and hope of Hiroshima, Japan through the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Museum is to change all bombs. Who has the postcards? They give you these postcards because they say change all bombs on earth into fireworks. My hope is that we change all particulate matter into cleaner air, cleaner water, cleaner land, and healthier lives. United States Steel, as I stated before, has not dropped any nuclear bombs on us, and that is not what I'm saying. However, the particulate matter is falling down into our lungs, and it will affect our air quality, and overall, it affects our lives. What would I like to see from United States Steel and Nippon Steel? I would like for them to produce sustainably. And when you produce sustainably, you should reduce down the social determinants of health. And when the social determinants of health are decreased, then the standards of manufacturing will go up. It will add more jobs to the various trades that are in our community, so that will add more jobs to bring the manufacturing up to standards. And I would ask United States Steel and Nippon Steel to not be a liability within our community, but to make themselves an asset. Amen.
Amen. Woohoo! Thank you, Terry.
Thank you.
All right.
There you go.
All right. Awesome work, friends. So now we need to go in there, right? All right.